Everyone laughed when he said he would change his life in 1 year, until the year actually ended. But the story of how it happened did not begin with confidence, or talent, or even hope. It began with a boy standing at the edge of quitting, believing that life had chosen defeat for him long before he learned how to fight back. 18-year-old Rehan had always carried dreams in his pockets like folded pieces of paper, big, bright dreams nobody else could see. But the world around him was louder than the dreams inside him. Every time he tried to take a step forward, someone reminded him of everything he lacked: money, support, skills, and sometimes even courage. He would lie awake at night staring at the cracks on the ceiling, wondering if dreams were only designed for people who were born lucky. He wanted to become a filmmaker, not a famous one, not a red carpet one, just someone who told stories the world remembered. He used to watch movies with a notebook in his hand, scribbling down scenes he imagined, dialogues that came to him suddenly, and small ideas that he hoped one day would turn into something bigger. But when he told people, they laughed, not because they were cruel, but because they could not see the fire he saw. "You don't even have a real camera," his uncle said once, shaking his head. "You should stop dreaming and think about a real job," his cousin added. "You don't have what it takes," a friend smirked. Their words sank into his skin like cold needles. Soon, even his reflection in the mirror began to look like someone who didn't belong to his own dream. But life has a strange habit of entering your story at the exact moment you're about to give up. One winter evening, when the electricity had gone out again, Rehan stepped out onto the roof of his house. The wind was sharp, the night was heavy, and the entire neighborhood slept under a blanket of dark silence. He looked up at the sky, no stars, just a thick sheet of clouds. "What am I doing with my life?" he whispered. And then he remembered something his school teacher once said: "Some dreams are not given to you, they are entrusted to you." Entrusted. The word hit him like a sudden flash of lightning. What if destiny had entrusted him with a dream because he was meant to fight for it? What if the reason it was difficult was because it was important? In that moment, something inside him shifted just a little, like a door unlocking halfway. He made a decision: 1 year. He would give himself exactly 1 year to change his life. No matter how impossible it sounded, no matter how much people laughed. And so the story began. The first morning of his new life looked exactly like the old one. Same small room, same morning tea, same noise from the street. But he felt different. He opened his notebook and wrote 3 questions. 1. What do I want? 2. Why do I want it? 3. What am I willing to sacrifice for it? He stared at the page for a long time. For the first question, he wrote, "I want to become a filmmaker." For the second, he wrote, "Because stories saved me when nothing else did." And for the third, after a deep breath, he wrote, "Everything that keeps me average." That one sentence changed everything. He began learning, not from expensive courses or big institutes, but from the free world of the internet. Every night after finishing his part-time job at a roadside cafe, he would sit in front of his old, slow phone and watch tutorials on video editing, storytelling, cinematography, lighting, and script writing. He practiced using free apps. He shot videos on his low-quality mobile camera. He created scenes in his room using flashlights, bedsheets, and shadows. At first, the videos were terrible. Not bad, terrible. The editing was shaky, the audio cracked, and the ideas felt messy. He almost quit many times, but each time he remembered what he had written: "Everything that keeps me average." One day he realized that he did not need a perfect camera to tell a story. He only needed a perfect reason. And his reason was clear. He wanted to prove to himself that he could do it. He began waking up before sunrise. The city, half asleep, became his film set. He recorded people starting their day, the tea vendor lighting his stove, the newspaper boy cycling through the empty streets, the rickshaw drivers cleaning the dust from their seats. He learned the rhythm of life, the heartbeat of ordinary moments. Slowly his videos improved. Not magically, but gradually. like a seed pushing its way through soil. But progress never comes without obstacles. Halfway through the year, his phone died, not just switched off dead, unusable. He sat on the edge of his bed, staring at it like he was staring at a broken piece of his own dream. All his projects, all his drafts, all his captured footage, gone. His heart felt heavy. For the first time in months, he felt the old fear crawling back into his chest. Maybe everyone had been right. Maybe dreams were only beautiful until reality crushed them. But then he remembered another sentence his teacher had once said: "Life does not test your strength, it tests your commitment." If he quit now, his commitment meant nothing. If he continued, he still had a chance. So he bought a second-hand phone using all his savings. It was worse than the previous one, but he didn't care. He returned to work, sharper, stronger, more determined. By month 8, something magical happened. One of his short videos, a simple story about a tea vendor who never stopped dreaming, went viral on social media. It wasn't a perfect video, but it had heart. It had soul. It had truth. People shared it, commented on it, sent messages telling him that the story reminded them of their own struggles. For the first time, Rehan felt seen, not as a failure but as a storyteller. Opportunities began appearing like little sparks. A small organization asked him to film a short documentary. A cafe requested a promotional video. A local YouTuber offered a small collaboration. He accepted everything, not because he wanted money, but because he wanted experience. With each project, his skills sharpened, his confidence grew, his voice as a filmmaker became clearer. By month 10, he had built a small online audience that waited for his weekly videos. His name slowly began circulating among local creators. He was still far from famous, far from rich, far from perfect, but he was no longer invisible. And then came the moment that changed everything. A well-known indie filmmaker saw one of his videos and messaged him, "Your storytelling is raw, emotional, and real. I want you on my next project." Rehan stared at the message with tears stinging in his eyes, not because someone had recognized his talent, but because he had finally recognized his own power. When the 12-month mark finally arrived, he stood again on the same rooftop where his journey had begun. The sky was clear this time, filled with thousands of stars, like the universe was celebrating him. He whispered to himself, "1 year ago they laughed. 1 year later I became the proof." He realized the truth. Achieving your goal is not about talent, not about money, not about luck. It is about the courage to begin and the discipline to continue. It is about waking up every day and choosing your dream again and again and again, even when no one believes in you. Rehan's life had not magically transformed. He still had a long journey ahead, bigger dreams, bigger responsibilities, bigger challenges, but he was no longer afraid, because he had learned the most important lesson. You don't need to see the whole path to walk the first step. You don't need approval to chase a dream that belongs to you. And you don't need a perfect beginning to create a powerful ending. In the end, he understood that the world only believes in success after it happens, but you must believe in it before it begins. So whenever someone asked him, "How did you achieve your goal?" he always gave the same answer. "I decided, I committed, I continued." And that was the truth. That is always the truth. Because dreams are not achieved in giant leaps. They are achieved in small steps, walked every single day by ordinary people with extraordinary courage. People like Rehan. People like you. And maybe, just maybe, your story starts today, right now, as you finish reading these words and whisper to yourself, "1 year, I will change my life in 1 year."